Today, we'll be discussing on physiology and nutrition of proteins and water. Introduction. The body contains thousands upon thousands of specific protein, each one different, designed to do its special job. The protein accomplish their complex tasks by their unique structure and packaging, which are built up from the amino acids from the variety of food proteins we eat each day. Our bodies then break these food proteins down to their unit building materials, specific amino acids, and use them to build the multitude of specific structure we need, that is, the tissue protein. The story of proteins begins with its unique building material, amino acid. A major life-sustaining task of the human body is the constant building and rebuilding of its body tissue. Water, next to oxygen, is the most important constituent of life. A person can live for a few weeks without food, but only a few days without water. Water is the medium through which all cellular reactions occur. It functions in digestion, absorption, circulation, and excretion. Water helps maintain the electrolyte balance of the body and plays a role in the maintenance of body temperature. It is one of the most important chemicals in food and drinks. Fruits and drinks contain more than 90% water. Milk is 87% water. Water influences the appearance, texture, and flavor of food. Water is also the dispersion medium in foods. Too much water in foods can be a danger as it favors the growth of undesirable bacteria and other organisms. Now, we'll see about the protein. Proteins are very large organic compounds which contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Proteins usually contain about 16% nitrogen. Some protein also contain sulfur, phosphorus, iron, or other minerals. Proteins are built from 23 or more simpler compounds called amino acids. The amino acid contain a basic, that is an amino, and an acid, a carboxyl group in their molecules. The presence of these acidic and basic groups in the constituent amino acid is responsible for the amphoteric nature of proteins. The amphoteric nature of protein is very important from the biological point of view as it prevents a sudden change of pH in the body. Now, we'll see the essential amino acids. Eight of the amino acids are vital in our diet and have been termed essential amino acids. This includes isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and vanillin. They are significant in our diet because they are only ones that we cannot make. They have to be supplied in the food. The remaining amino acids which we can synthesize in the body are known as non-essential amino acids. Now, we'll see about the nutritional classification of proteins. The nutritive value of protein is determined by the composition of essential amino acids. From the nutritional point of view, proteins are classified as number 1, complete protein. These proteins have all the essential amino acids in the required proportion by the human body to promote good growth. Example, egg, albumin, milk casein. Number 2, partially incomplete protein. These proteins are partially lacking one or more essential amino acids and hence promote moderate growth. Example, wheat and rice protein, limiting in lysine and threonine. Number 3, incomplete protein. These proteins completely lack one or more essential amino acids. Hence, they do not promote growth at all. Example, gelatin lacks tryptophan and gin lacks tryptophan lysines. We'll see the function of proteins. Proteins are the main solid matter in the muscles. They are also the major constituents of blood, matrices of bones, teeth, skin, nails, and hair. The principal function of the protein in the body are as follows. First, building new tissues in growth stage of life, from conception up to adulthood and after injury. Number 2, maintenance of tissue already built and replacement of regular losses. Number 3, proteins in fluids such as blood helps to regulate body processes. The amphoteric nature of protein is used in maintaining acid-base balance of blood and tissues. Number 4, proteins serve as a precursor for the synthesis of enzymes, antibodies, some hormones, and one of the B vitamin. Number 5, protein also contribute to the body's overall energy metabolism. When the diet contains insufficient carbohydrate and fat for the fuel, protein are used as fuel by the body. Each gram of protein yields 4 calories. Number 6, protein forms part of the vital compound in the body. Example is the myosin and actin, a contractile proteins which regulates the muscle contraction. We'll see the digestion of protein. Protein digestion starts only in the stomach as there is no protein splitting enzyme in the saliva. In the stomach, protein is hydrolyzed by the enzyme pepsins with the help of hydrochloric acid into peptides or amino acids. All peptide linkage are not broken by gastric digestion. Stronger enzymes of pancreatic and intestinal juice complete the digestion of protein into peptones. Pancreatic juice contain trypsin and chymotrypsin. They hydrolyzes peptones and proteoses into polypeptides. The final breakdown of all protein fractions into amino acid is brought about by eruption secreted by the intestinal mucosa. The amino acid thus formed are absorbed either by the stomach wall, the intestinal wall, or by the colon. Most of the amino acids are, however, absorbed in the small intestine. After passing through the wall of the digestive tract, the amino acids are picked up by the circulating blood streams and transported to the liver and to the various tissues. For synthesis of proteins in the body, both essential and non-essential amino acids must be available in adequate amount. Non-essential amino acids can be formed in the body by the combination of essential amino acid groups with metabolic products of carbohydrates and fats by a process known as transamination. Some of the amino acids are split off by a process known as deamination. The nitrogenous byproduct, if not utilized, are excreted in the urine as urea, uric acid, and creatinine. We'll see the recommended dietary allowance of protein. The requirement of body for protein as determined by nitrogen balance studies is between 0.5 to 0.6 gram per kg body weight in adults. When the source of protein supplies the amino acid in the proportion needed by the body. In practice, the amino acid of the food combination may not be so well proportioned. Therefore, the recommended daily intake for protein is set to 1 gram per kg of body weight for adults. During infancy, pregnancy, and lactation, there is an increased need of protein for growth. Persons suffering from burns or wasting disease such as tuberculosis and rheumatic fever also need additional protein for regeneration of wasted tissues. Similarly, if there is loss of blood due to excessive menstruation, hemorrhages, or blood donation, more protein is needed in the diet. Food sources of protein. The best source of protein are animal sources like meat, fish, poultry, eggs, milk, and milk products. They are otherwise known as the first-class protein because they are rich in essential amino acids. The cereal grains, the legumes are the important source of plant protein. They are known as second-class protein. Pulses are commonly known as poor man's meat because they are comparatively cheap and fair in nutritive content. Soybean is the richest source containing 40% protein. The biological value of vegetable protein can be improved when cereals and pulses are taken together. Dry fish and meat are inexpensive concentrated sources of protein. They may contribute valuable proteins when included in the diet. Dry, salted, or smoked fish and meat can contribute substantially to total protein intake if included in sufficient amount in the menu. We'll see the deficiency of proteins. The deficiency of proteins accompanied by that of energy is one of the most common nutritional deficiencies in India. Protein deficiency during pregnancy results in stress, which could give rise to complications such as vomiting, swelling of feet, etc. In children, lack of protein in the diet results in stunted growth and low weight. Deficiency of protein predominant foods during growth period is known as kwashiorkor, and protein calorie malnutrition is known as marasmus. Protein calorie malnutrition is one of the largest nutritional problems in India. Kwashiorkor. It is a term used by the Gar tribe in China, and the meaning of this word is the sickness the old child gets when the next baby is born. Starting from hair and skin to tissues, blood, water content in the cells, blood cells, organs like liver, alimentary canal, and nervous tissue are affected by protein deficiency. The child will maintain an aphatic, anemic, anorexic, oedematous, and diarrheic condition. The early symptoms of kwashiorkor includes loss of weight, fatigue, reduced resistance to infection, delay in recovery from illness, and retarded growth. Marasmus. Marasmus occurs when diet is low in both calorie and protein. Tissues are wasted, and unlike kwashiorkor, the body looks shrunken. The child has an emaciated look, irritation, apathy, loss of appetite, dehydration, wasting of muscles, weight loss, and incessant diarrhea are other symptoms of marasmus. Now, we'll see about the waters. We'll see the physical properties of water. The physical constants of water are very different when compared to molecules of similar molecular weight and atomic composition, such as hydrogen sulfide, hydrogen fluoride, etc. Water has unusually large value of melting point, boiling point, surface tensions, specific heat, and electric constant. Its heat of fusion, vaporization, and sublimation are also high. Another unusual property of water is that it has maximum density at 4 degrees Celsius and not at 0 degree, its freezing point. Functions of water. Water is a universal solvent and is able to dissolve all the products of digestion. Further, as it is a constituent of the body fluid, it helps in the transport of others products of digestion to the appropriate organ. For example, urine, which contains 97% water, has all the waste material dissolved in it, and the body is thus able to excrete soluble waste products of metabolism. Water is needed for many chemical changes to occur in the body. For example, breakdown of sugar to simpler substances needs the presence of water. Water acts as a lubricant, preventing friction between moving parts of the body. The body temperature is regulated through the evaporation of water and the skin and lungs. We'll see the requirement of water. The amount of water needed by an individual depends on many factors such as the environmental temperature, humidity, occupation, and the diet. In general, apart from water obtained in food, an individual may need to drink about 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day. An athlete or a player playing a strenuous game such as football or hockey may lose several liters of water and dissolve salts during the game and would need replacement early. On the other hand, a sedentary individual would need much less water. Deficiency. The body normally maintains a water balance precisely. That is, The amount of water ingested is equal to the water excreted or lost from the body. Water depletion occurs when water loss is not met by water intake. On water depletion, changes occur in the body fluids, thirst, weakness, loss of weight, dryness of the skin, mucous membrane, tachycardia, disorientation of delirium are the symptoms manifested by dehydration. If not corrected, coma and death occur. The urine changes its specific gravity and concentration. Intracellular water is depleted to compensate the water content of the secretions. This results in cellular dehydration and vital organ fail to function. Sources of water. Water, ingested as such, is the source from which maximum water is obtained by the human body. In addition to this, all beverages contain water and thus contribute water to the system whenever these are consumed. Certain metabolic reactions carried on inside the body also release water, and this is one of the sources. In a water balance study, it was found that of the total 2,200 milliliters water available in the system, 1,100 was obtained by drinking as such, 900 milliliters was obtained from the diet, and 200 milliliters obtained from metabolic oxidation. Conclusion. It can be concluded from the present discussion that proteins and water are essential part of our diet, as it provides much of our nutrients requirement for the body to be in a healthy state. Protein builds tissues, perform various physiologic roles, and provide energy. Deficiency of protein leads to malnutrition in children. As such, protein in an adequate amount is very much important for proper growth and development as well as to be healthy. Water, also needed for many chemical changes to occur in the body. One cannot live without water, as water is one of the important constituents of life which is involved in various cellular activities. Owing to various importance of water in our system, we must drink adequate amount of water to live a healthy life.